Alright guys, today I want to talk about the Sony 50mm F1.4 G Master lens. I've been shooting with this lens for a while now. I used it for some travel photography and portrait photography. I just want to share with you guys my thoughts on this lens. Let's get into it. Starting with the build quality. If you are familiar with the G Master lenses out there, this build is in the similar fashion. This lens got all the bells and whistles. You got your aperture ring, your manual focus ring, and your customizable button. As someone who used to own the 50mm F1.2 G Master, I do appreciate the smaller form factor with this lens. It's still chunky, but albeit it's smaller than the F1.2 for sure. I don't need to go on about the build quality. It's built very well and it looks like other G Master lenses before. Let's move on to the image quality. Like other G Master lenses out there, this lens performs very well wide open. I've been using this to shoot a few portrait sessions and my god, does it perform so well. At f1.4, this lens is very sharp in the center and in the corners. It's quite impressive. I used to own the 50mm f1.2 G Master and I don't notice that much of a difference when it comes to image quality and sharpness, unless you want that f1.2 for a smoother shallow depth of field. This lens is probably one of the sharpest lenses that I've used to date, and that is stacking it up against the likes of the GFX lenses I've used as well. So you're going to get a very good performing lens. When it comes to the bokeh, I thought it was nice and smooth. It looks clean. Lens flares are well controlled and there's a little bit of chromatic aberrations if you look for it, but other than that, it's really good. Overall, it's a great lens to take photos with. I've been shooting a lot of portraits with it and I've just been amazed how the images render and incredibly sharp it is. It is a little bit of cat's eye bokeh at f1.4, but that's not an issue for me. I kind of like that look. And once you stop it down, you're going to get some incredibly crispy looking images. Let's move on to autofocus. It's quite fast. It has those linear motors inside, and I was using it while running on the beach with the Sony a7C II, and I thought the lens held up as I was chasing the model. And when it comes to single point autofocusing, it's very quick and very snappy. And whenever I told my model to move forwards and backwards, the lens was able to get all of that sharp and in focus. And I just love how snappy and precise this lens is. I almost don't have to worry, and I can guarantee that my photos will be sharp and in focus. Face and eye tracking is the same. Paired with my Sony a7C II, I'm getting an amazing hit rate every time. It certainly beats my Fujifilm, that's for sure. The autofocusing here gets the eyeball tack sharp most of the time, and that's the one thing that I really love about this lens. For video autofocusing, it's great as well. It's very sticky and quick depending on what's your setting. Overall, I've been enjoying this lens a lot. Quite happy with this lens. I've been using this lens a lot paired with my Sony a7C II. It's a bit big for my a7C II, but again, I'm okay with it being front heavy. It could feel better on the Sony a7 IV or the new Sony a7R5 as well. It's a crazy stupid lens. I've been loving it a lot. I've also been using this lens as a travel portrait lens and it satisfies all my needs. It's very sharp, very clinical. It takes high quality images. It autofocuses quite well and it's built very well. And the only problem that I have with this lens is that it's quite expensive. It's $1,300 for this lens. And with other third-party standard 50mm full-frame lenses out there at f1.4, there could be other deals to consider, such as the Sigma 50mm f1.4 for almost half the price as this. But ultimately, I got this lens because I had good experiences with G Master lenses before. I used to shoot with the 50mm f1.2 and the 35mm f1.4 G Master, so I know the quality that I'm getting. And this 50mm lens is no exception. It's going to give you that same G Master performance that you are looking for, and it's going to be very great. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on this lens? Do you have it? Do you love it? What's your take on this lens? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you're interested in this lens or looking for more information, I'll leave the links down in the description below as well. Consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks so much.